Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 5th episode of the Cozy Room Podcast. Today we have a video. So if you're on YouTube, hello. This is us. And we bought a new mic. So we might sound really, really good.
Or just really creepy.
And yeah, we have quite a lot of updates. I think it's been 4 weeks since we recorded. And we missed uploading last week. And
I thought we uploaded the one with Noah last week.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Well, no, it was last week. We missed this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're recording this on the 15th.
Yeah. Which is a Saturday.
Saturday. We're going to kind of get a schedule, record Saturday mornings, and upload Thursdays, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. So, since our last episode, we have gotten married. So, my name is Hannah Atwater. Not quite legally, actually.
What? We got a marriage license.
I know, but I have to change my name with the Social Security office.
Oh, all right.
So, I'm still Hannah Arlene.
Right.
But we'll pretend.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got married. We went to Colorado, which we're going to talk about a little bit. We came home. You've been working. You have some new job updates. School starts in 2 weeks. And today is my cousin Eleanor's wedding. And so we're recording this in the morning, and then our whole afternoon is really booked up with wedding fun stuff.
Cozy chair.
This is the cozy chair.
Hannah's chilling on the cozy chair.
I like to chill on the cozy chair.
I got a wooden chair.
A hard, uncomfortable chair.
But
He wanted me to sit on a hard, uncomfortable chair.
I was like, you gotta scoot your chair up. And she was just like, I'm gonna scoot up my cozy chair. I don't want to move.
Exactly.
And I was like, okay, it works. So she's got a throne today.
Mm-hmm. I'm the queen.
What? You're the queen?
I'm the queen.
True. Yeah, I am a star in a movie now.
Yes, we went to Hollywood.
Yes, I did fly to Hollywood, and I'm making millions now. We will be moving out of the apartment real soon.
That's so nice.
No.
No, we signed a year lease. We love this place.
Yeah. And for the wedding, they're recording a fun video, and I got to be a bad guy in it and get beat up. But also beat up other people.
Oh, I thought you said just also beat up, and I was like, you just said that you got to get beat up.
No, I was beat up, and then I got to beat up people. So that's fun. I got a new job that I will be starting on the 31st. What? You just giggled.
I'm just giggling.
And then, man, Hannah and I are Hannah's moved in officially.
Yes.
Like all of her stuff is
all
here.
My stuff, it's organized. Wow. Well, there's some laundry to put away.
Yeah.
But basically everything is like moved in and done, which is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's my big fat bookshelf back there.
Yep. Yeah, so that picture. The past episodes, you can see that picture. This is the room. If you're watching on YouTube.
We can see that picture on his computer monitor. So that's why we're like, it's right here, but you can't see it.
And also, if you have tips, we're trying to work with this microphone. We only have one, and it's actually quite nice, but we're trying to make sure that we can both get good sound. Anyway.
We're super excited about the new microphone, though, especially like the episode with Noah sound got a little rough. Yeah. But that was super fun. Thank you, Noah, for coming on the podcast.
Yeah. So
I think we should talk about our wedding a little bit.
Yes. So we got married July 24th, 2020. And I think we're, 3 weeks into it?
It was 3 weeks yesterday.
Yeah. And it went really, really good. The whole day was like stress free,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody, like her mom and everybody involved on making it, run.
Amazing. Yeah.
They made it run well, and yeah, it was crazy because it was just like we're there. We kind of hung out for a bit, and then like the ceremony started, and we got married. And then it was like, what? We're married now. And then we went to Colorado, which we talked about in a past episode. And we stayed in a hotel on our way there. So we divided the trip up.
Yeah, it's about a 14-hour drive. But going back to the actual wedding day,
Oh, right.
it was super fun. It was gorgeous. We just did immediate family. And it was outside and it was super windy, but really beautiful. Travis ended up picking me up before all the ladies got ready and stuff, and we got coffee and hot chocolate together, and we're able to pray together and just have kind of a fun morning, and that was one of my highlights of the day. But because it was so small, like, we got ready and then we did first look, and then we just got to hang out really while everything else kind of pulled together, and got to go for a walk.
Yeah.
And by the time Jay, our pastor, got there, really we just ran through the ceremony like once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just did it. And it was really fun. It was a little hard for me. Like, I went into like, we're like getting things done mode. This is a big party. And so it was hard for me to get in that mindset of like, I'm walking down the aisle now and getting married. But by the time we got to the vows, I was like bouncing. Travis was crying.
I was crying.
It was really sweet.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun getting ready with my groomsmen. They were very fun, and they brought Noah made like this really good like French toast cake kind of stuff. Gosh, it was good. And then we all just goofed, and like we had plenty of time to get ready, and so we took our time, and it was just fun. It wasn't stressful, which is like, dang, how do you do that on a wedding day?
Yeah, the whole day was so stress-free. It was really, really nice. I highly recommend small weddings.
Also, by the way, we're both sick.
Well,
I'm more sick.
Yeah.
She's like bordering on sick because we live together. Basically, we share. My germs are your germs. Your germs are my germs.
So sad.
Yeah.
So rude. So his voice is very deep.
Yes, it's very gravelly.
Very gravelly.
Very gravelly.
Yeah, so the wedding was just gorgeous. And then we had a really fun reception and lots of good food. And then we got out of there and we drove the 4.5 hours to Sioux Falls. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we went to the wrong hotel first. And it was like the first time I'd ever booked a hotel, so I was gonna like walk in confidently rather than say like
Reservation for Atwater.
Yeah, or
Arlene, I guess.
I think it was in Arlene.
Yeah.
And then we walked in confidently, and she like did a bunch of searching and then wasn't finding anything, and I was like, oh shoot, we like drove all this way. What happened? Hotel? We have no hotel. And she's like, oh, you probably meant this one. There's actually like the same one as us, but just on the other side of town.
Which other side of town meant 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're like, what?
Which isn't like 30 minutes isn't bad, except for when you've been driving for like 4.5 hours and you're really ready to get there.
Yeah, when you're just at home and you're chilling and you're like, I got a 30-minute drive, it's fine. But after a wedding,
yeah,
and driving for 4 hours already, you're like,
and both of us like hadn't gotten good sleep the night before, because it's worse than Christmas. You get so excited, and I swear I only got like 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, but the hotel was really nice. We had a king size bed. We had a jacuzzi in it, and
it was really nice.
So we had a bubble bath.
It's fantastic.
And then we picked up in the morning, and we drove the rest of the way, which was kind of miserable.
Yeah, we didn't split it up well. We did I'm glad we didn't drive more on Friday night, but we did like 4 hours and then like over 10 hours the next day.
Yeah, so that was kind of rough.
It was exhausting. And
But-
then we're like driving. We finally also driving through Nebraska is the worst. It's just
Well, no offense to anybody if they're listening in Nebraska, and like now we don't have any Nebraska people, but if anybody in the future is like, what? Nebraska is my homeland. It's the best. It's just flat.
not.
It's just flat
It's
and
not
boring,
the
and
best.
but the people were nice. We stopped at a gas
That's
station, and he held the door open for Hannah, and some guy told me where the bathroom was. But it's just dead driving through it.
Yeah, it's exhausting. So when we finally got into Colorado, it was like really pretty, and Travis had never seen mountains before.
Mm-mm.
And so it was really fun. I have a video of him being like,
It was
"What?"
crazy because it's almost like there's big clouds in the distance. Like they kind of look like clouds because they're faded at first. And then you get closer and closer and they get bigger and bigger, and you can start to see the textures of the mountains. You can see the snow on the top. You can see which one's like in front, which one's behind. And so as you get closer, it just started blowing my mind. And it was so fun because they were like, we stayed up in the mountains. And so a good amount of, okay, well, I got back up. We drove did we drive through Denver?
Yep.
We drove through Denver, and we got to like close to the Dillon area, and then it got dark very fast, and then it started to downpour like crazy,
Like worst rain I've ever driven in.
yes. And so now we're driving like extremely uphill in the pitch black,
Yeah,
in the
twisty turn
crazy rain,
mountain roads.
windshield wipers all the way up.
Like,
And I was just latching onto this truck's lights in front of me.
I was
I was
an
like,
angel.
I could see the painted stripes a little bit on the road when I passed them, and I was like, okay, as long as I keep seeing those and this truck's in front of me, I'm good. And it was pretty stressful and a pretty long, like 30 minutes of driving through that. And then we didn't even know where to turn for our actual like room. It was in a resort, and so there's a bunch of buildings. And so we first turned like across the street, and Hannah's like, I'm pretty sure it's on the other side of the road. And I was like, okay, well, let's just like look around here and see if it's here just in case, and across the road. And Hannah was right.
Yep, I nailed it.
She did. And
The room was beautiful. So once we like finally got up there, we were, I think, on the top floor.
yes.
So it's this ski resort in Keystone, Colorado, and it was gorgeous. It was just a studio, like one room, and there was a big bathroom, and then our bed and a cute like little living room and kitchen area. But we had floor to ceiling windows that overlooked like this beautiful mountain view, and it was 5 miles from Dillon, and Dillon was 5 miles from Frisco, and then like another 5 miles, I think, to Breckenridge. And which we never made it to Breckenridge, but having come back, that's like the place where most people recognize. They're like, oh yeah, Breckenridge, that's amazing. I'm like, we actually never went to Breckenridge.
However, we did go to Frisco.
Yes.
Frisco is very adorable. If you're in that area, go to Frisco
Yes.
and get some breakfast. We got some
We got
tattoos.
breakfast.
Breakfast tattoos.
I can't. There we go.
If you're watching a video, we're exposing our forearms.
Yes.
It's
We
basically
should
just
post a picture.
yeah, it's like a geometric triangle with mountains and trees.
It looks like Colorado.
She is a moon. I have the sun, but people are calling it the full moon, so I guess we're just calling it that.
It's just whatever.
It's a circle. And we really like it. It's our first tattoo.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It's special because it was on our honeymoon and both our first tattoos, and they're matching. So,
Mhm.
I'm
I'm so glad we did that.
Me too.
It was something like you're pretty apprehensive about
Commitment.
commitment in general.
Getting married and getting a tattoo doesn't sound like I have a hard time with
I know.
but-
But you do, and so I don't. I'm like, I don't know. I wing everything, and I'm like, cool, let's just do it.
She's like, let's move to Ukraine and be in the Peace Corps and like all this stuff. I'm like, well, let's get settled maybe a little bit. But yeah, it's great. She helps me to be more adventurous and do fun stuff like that, and I don't regret it. So thank you for pushing me.
Oh, you're welcome. You keep me a little more safe and sane, probably. I don't know.
We stole that from more couples matching tattoos.
I know, it was really cute, actually. We saw one and it was like, she keeps me wild and he keeps me safe. We're like, that's really applicable. But it's fun.
Yeah, and then we had a bunch of great like breakfasts, and we went to a pastaria. She's lactose intolerant, but we nailed it. We got lasagna and a cheese pizza, and she was like good.
Yeah.
And we went for a really long bike ride.
Yeah, so we biked from Dillon to Frisco, which was 5 miles, and it doesn't sound like a crazy long, so we went there and back, so it was about 10 miles. And that's not like a crazy long bike ride. Not here in Alexandria anyway, where it's like...
You can go 5 miles like it's nothing.
Yeah, easy stuff. You can ride, like, I've done I did like 18 miles. One day, and like that's not like, it's a solid bike ride, but it's not hard to do. But in Colorado, the altitude gets to you, so I got like 3 bloody noses. So at one point we're just sitting on the side of the bike trail. It was kind of, biking was really fun, but we were like exhausted and miserable by the end. Like it stopped being fun.
I got mad
so it's a lot harder to bike because the altitude, and it's really, really hilly and like twisty and turny, and we're kind of like used to the Minnesota Nice bike trail. Everybody kind of is just leisurely biking. There aren't a lot of competitive athletes out training on like this bike trail. And if they are, like, the bike trail's wide enough and you can see, and so it's really easy to pass. But it's like really twisty, turny, and then people are just flying down this.
So we've had multiple people just, it was really nice because some people had a bell on their bikes that they go bing bing, and then you're like, okay, they're passing.
Yeah, nice.
Or you'd have some people say, on your left, and we're like, okay. But we had some people just like whiz past us, almost hitting us sometimes, and not saying a word.
There was one point where, so we bought a Polaroid camera while we were there, which was super, super fun. Oh, it's back there.
People on YouTube.
This is the Polaroid camera. And so we had it in our backpack while we were biking, and we took a lot of really pretty scenic pictures. And there's one picture, so you can sync that camera to an app on your phone, and you can remotely take pictures. So there's like, I set it up on like the back of my bike or something on the side of the bike trail. It was like a pretty open space, so it'd be easy to like go around our bikes. And we kind of hiked out into this field a little bit to get a cool picture of the both of us. And so we took the picture, and I was going back and I was taking the photo out, and I wasn't really super aware of my surroundings. And then all of a sudden this gal just like flew past me. I swear it was like that far away from me. Freaked me out. I ended up like kicking the bike and the camera over, and then I was just really cranky for the next like mile.
It was dumb. Yeah, and then we biked into Frisco. We got some yogurt and some ice cream,
yogurt, yeah,
which was nice.
It's really refreshing.
And then wasn't that when we got rained on too? No, that was when we were waiting for our tattoos.
Yeah.
That's different. Yeah, so we got some refreshments, and then we headed back. I got this weird sunburn on my arm. It was really like funny. My forearm.
There was like a solid line.
Muscle. It's like it was weird. Only on half of my forearm. And then we got stuck behind some cross-country skiers.
Right now, Travis's least favorite people.
Yeah, well, they made me mad on the way back. Because they were mostly fine, but we got stuck behind 2 people, and I was super tired. My bike didn't shift with all the gears, so I had to pedal fast, and it's the altitude, and I was hot and sweaty and sunburnt, and so I'm trying to like, bike past
And
these
I'm
guys.
just like cruising.
And we're on the twisty part when we're stuck behind them. And so then I'll get a determination point where I'm like, I'm going to pass them. And then I go fast, and then I don't feel comfortable, so then I back off, and I feel like a fool. And then...
Because, like, cross-country skiers, they take up, like, the whole path.
Because their feet are going, like out. And, yeah, so I was a little frustrated.
Yeah, it was really nice to get back into town and then go home. And then the next day, I just felt off. I was like, I feel like I'm getting sick, which was just altitude, actually, the altitude sickness thing. So we just stayed in bed, basically, ate snacks, and watched the 6-hour Pride and Prejudice, which is fantastic. So that was really fun.
Yeah, I got into it a little bit.
Then we headed out the next day, got all packed up, and we stayed in Omaha, Nebraska. No. After the bike ride, the next day we got tattoos, which was the day that we stayed in bed all day. But then we just went into...
You want to hit that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had an alarm. It cut off the recording.
Cut off the record. Do I hit play again?
Yep.
Alright, so our video's going to be weird. Here we go.
Video got choppy, we're back. I had an alarm. We messed it up.
It's art.
It's art. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, so... We got
tattoos.
our tattoos, and that was really, really fun, actually. The gal that gave us the tattoo, she'd been tattooing for like 20 years, started in Brazil, and then went to Italy and London, and was in California and New York, and ended up in Frisco.
So shout out Blue Heron Tattoo.
Yes.
I think her name was Camilla Rocker, Rocher.
Something like that.
Something like that. She did a great job. Although mine hurt pretty bad.
That's kind of normal for tattoos.
Yeah. I was expecting, because not a lot of people are like, man, mine hurt. They're like, yeah, it's vibrating and it feels like a pinch or something, but it's fine. So I was like, yeah, I nailed it at the dentist not too long ago. I was fine. So, like, I got this. And I went, and she did this first bold line on the outside of the triangle. And I was like, it kind of hurts. Is it supposed to hurt this much? And she was like, yeah, whatever.
Yes.
She's like, gets a little tender up in the elbow pit, and yours is pretty high up. And so I was like, okay, do your thing. And then for the next, I don't even know, 15, 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
I was just like,
His
full-on pain management.
And, yeah.
Yeah, but it was really fun and very worth it, and I definitely get another one.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I don't know what that was, if you heard that.
It's a weird sound.
And then, yeah, next day we drove for what?
It was about 8 hours, I think. No, 7 hours.
7 hours. And then we stayed in a weird hotel.
A loft.
Wait, let's like tell this like a story, this hotel. Okay.
Isn't that what we were doing?
You say you know what we're doing?
No, isn't that what we were doing?
No, we're kind of like doing like a quick brush pass, but like this is like a story. Let's tell them about this.
Go for it.
Okay. So we arrive in Omaha to this hotel. It was a Marriott. I don't know what it exactly was.
It was in a loft.
It was a 4-star, and we got a queen?
I think it was a king.
Anyway, we got a room, and we pull up to this place, and it's kind of like, so this hotel is going for a almost like a original design for a hotel. I don't even know if it's common, but
it was really new.
It was very new. They had remodeled. They were like, excuse us, there's dust on the floor because we're remodeling.
Yeah.
So we come into the opening sliding doors, and immediately to our left, there's like this breakfast bar area. And then in front of us is this kind of small check-in desk in front of like this lit up huge glass thing. To the right, there's the hallway to the pool. And then there's just like this big room where there's like a TV and a couch. There's like these quiet booths. there's a bar around the corner, and they're like playing like party music.
It was like walking into a club. I was like, are we gonna get ID'd here? Yeah.
And then one of the weirdest things is there was nobody in the lobby, like 0 people, and we wandered around
for like 10 minutes.
For like 10 minutes, like there was no bell or anything to call anybody. And so we were kind of just like looking around. All of a sudden, like she comes around the corner and she's like, "Oh, hey, can I help you?" And so we check in, and I think what floor were we on?
Was it the 4th floor?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we should upload, because we took some videos of the places we stayed, and we should put that on can we put that on our Instagram story?
Yeah, I could even try to put it on the YouTube video.
That'd be cool.
I
mean, we could just put it on Instagram and tell people to go there.
Yeah, go on Instagram and go look. We can post the videos of the hotel.
Because it was like weird. And our room was really cool. It's super modern. So we walk in, and there's like this huge modern mirror on the side here. This massive bathroom with a super cool shower. And then you like go forward, and there's like the bed area, and all the colors are like super modern. It's almost 70s, but very modern and chic. But it's like orange and blues and like geometrical shapes, and yeah. And
like keep in mind, this is all open concept too.
Yeah.
Like you walk in and the bathroom's just there, like almost like a kitchen counter because of the sink. And the shower's right behind the sink.
Yeah.
And then there's a door, like a sliding door for the bathroom, or the toilet. And then like around, no doors in there otherwise. And there's the bed.
Yeah, we also have a video of that.
Yeah, I'll show you. And so it was a cool room. It felt like we were in a Black Mirror episode.
It was kind of creepy. What made it, like, when we first walked into the hotel, we were like, wow, this is so cool. I'm so glad I booked this place. And then there was nobody there, and we just got more and more creeped out. Mm-hmm. And so by the time we got to our room, we were like, we're in a Black Mirror episode. This is really mildly terrifying. And then, like, on the TV, it said, good evening, Hannah. Because, like, you check in, and then they personalize things. But it was like, okay.
It's weird. Then we wrapped up our Pride and Prejudice and fell asleep good, and then we drove home. And gosh, it was so weird to come back. We had been gone for almost a week, and honestly, to tell like my opinion, it's kind of a strange concept to go to a honeymoon right after your wedding. Because if like there's a lot to process, and there's a whole lot of change.
There was a lot of like emotions, especially like, so it's just crazy getting married and then trying to like work through that, and like you just got married, now you're living with this person, and you go on this crazy, exhausting trip, and it was really fun, and we have really fun stories and memories from it, but
we had some hard moments.
We did have, like, we were exhausted and emotional, just worn out.
Otherwise, the trip itself went really well.
Yeah.
But it's weird how it's normal
Sorry.
and kind of expected for people, you get married, and then don't even take time to like let that sink in. Just go to this whole new place, spend almost a week there, and I get it's fun because it's a celebration, and it's like go have a trip right away and just like relax and do your thing and enjoy your new marriage and everything. But for me, it was hard to wrap my head around, and I'm more of an introvert, and so I'm like I just want time to like do nothing, let my thoughts simmer and like be able to think this through.
Yeah.
Like what is actually going on. So I got a little overwhelmed, but it was super fun, and I was happy to be home so we could actually like, get back to real life. And
yeah. Well, even that was kind of a hard adjustment, like being here together and figuring out our roles and moving in and making space, and we were just exhausted.
Yeah.
And life kind of just kicked into high gear with Eleanor's wedding, which is super fun, but we got home and then I'm in Allie's wedding, so we just kind of went through the whole like bachelorette party, bridal shower, wedding, like that whole deal again just for Eleanor this time. And super fun, but things are starting to be in a good routine. I'm more in love with Travis than I was when I married him, which is super fun.
Cute.
You're cute.
Yeah, it's a dumb sounding cliche where it's like, oh, I fall in love with you more, but it's like it's true when you experience it. It's like that makes sense. I understand why it's a cliche, and because it's like you do fall more in love with this person, and
and honestly, the day I married you, like I was stressed out. I wasn't stressed out about the wedding, but marriage has always been like such a big scary thing for me. That like we'd gotten married, and I didn't have a doubt in my mind when we were saying our vows. Like I got super excited and I was bouncing all over the place. But like we're married, we're at the reception, and I was like, what have I done? Like this is what I never wanted to do, and I just have to remember like, oh yeah, it's just Travis. And now having settled more into being home and being together, it's awesome. I love it. I get to be with my best friend all the time.
And there's something about sharing more real life with somebody that once it works and once you're settled into it, then the connection deepens. And so now we share everything. And so we're at the peak of intertwining our lives, and which makes sense why then feeling more connected to each other, that grows. So I mean, it's pretty cool. It's very cool.
So that we don't have too much more time because we need to do some.
Yeah, this seems to be the hot
planning.
spot for getting ready for weddings.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we could touch on. So I went to the emergency room 2 weeks ago.
No, I think it was last week.
It wasn't this Thursday, but last Thursday. Yeah, because I developed a new like tomato and strawberry allergy.
Birchwood pollen.
Yes, that's what we're thinking. I haven't gotten tested yet because I haven't gone to the doctor, but yeah, super weird. My throat started swelling up, and so that was really freaky and exciting and all that jazz. So now we have Benadryl, and I can't eat tomatoes and strawberries, which made me really sad because we were talking about lasagna and pizza at the pastaria, and I was like, oh, that'd be so good. And I was like, I can't have tomato sauce.
Yeah, it was weird. She's never had that before, and it just kind of sprouted out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to brainwash her into thinking strawberries aren't actually good. Like they taste really gross and nobody likes them.
Not working.
Help her feel better.
Because I've accidentally eaten the strawberries since then several times. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just eat it. Or drink something with strawberries and then I feel my face getting all tight and itchy and have to take Benadryl.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. And it sucks because so many good things have tomatoes in them.
And strawberries.
Like
strawberry shortcake. Just strawberries in general. Smoothies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In totally unrelated news as well, I streamed yesterday.
Yes.
Streamed Rocket League for 11 minutes. It's kind of a test stream.
It's using the new mic.
Yeah, we got this not too long ago, so I was very excited about it. We hadn't gotten to use it yet. And so I wanted to stream. So if you wanted to go check that out, and maybe subscribe if you want to see future streams when I have time. That's in the description. Yeah, I'm very excited with just to continue to be consistent with the podcast and to learn. Like we're getting some video, which is a fun upgrade. We got the mic. And it's just been really cool having everybody in real life and some that I think we got a couple subscribers that I don't know. and being able to see that kind of growth. We got our stuff on Anchor, so we got it on Spotify and like Google Podcasts and all this other services. Not quite on Apple yet, but we have an ad on there, like a sponsorship with Anchor, and so we've made, I think, 15 cents.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's more than I've ever
dime
made.
and a nickel.
That's more than I've ever made making stuff, and so that's really fun. So thank you all for just commenting and listening and subscribing to our stuff.
We need to shout out Will and Preston.
Yeah, we had a funny conversation with them where they're like, basically, it's their podcast and we just talk.
We just talk about them.
Yeah.
Super fun. Will's like, in every single podcast, you've talked about one of us. Mm-hmm. So I thought I might as well keep it going. Mm-hmm. They're both really fun.
Yeah, and thank you, Bennett, for commenting on my stream.
Yeah.
And for watching. He's a very faithful guy. But thank you to everybody who we know and who we don't know that's been listening, and I hope you're enjoying the podcasts, and we want to continue to...
Yeah, now we're kind of settled back into normal life, and I'll be starting school, and we're going to get a good routine. And so keep an eye out on Instagram and on Facebook is where we kind of post updates and things, and I'll be posting some more pictures probably, and we're going to get those little video clips from the places we stayed at on our honeymoon on Instagram for sure. But
yeah, there's got to be more stuff to talk about, but for now I think that's
that's about it. And we're both kind of like tired and still fighting a cold or whatever.
Yeah, we'll give you updates next time. This should be up on the 20th. Mm-hmm. You might be listening to it on the 21st because I probably uploaded it in the evening. And our schedule is going to be record Saturdays, upload Thursday evenings, and so you can listen to it Friday. And if that works out, that's what we'll be doing. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you for listening to the Cozy Room podcast. You want to get up in here?
I want to get up. Okay.
Gotta whisper.
Okay, why am I whispering?
We're just gonna say goodbye with our new mic so people can hear how good it sounds.
It sounds really, really good.
All right. Farewell.